Hey Lance here, the Vincent Speaker audiophile. So I just picked up this tube amp on Facebook Marketplace. $200. It's a Class A full tube amp made by Knob Sound. Now, I've tried to find the model number. He quoted me a model number when he sold it to me, but I couldn't really find it. And I still can't find it. So, that said, it doesn't matter. This is my first full-blown Class A tube amplifier. So I'm going to hook it up, and I'm going to show you some things that are interesting about hooking it up. We're going to clip some wires, we're going to solder some wires, we're going to do a bunch of things here, so stick with me. Speakers I'm going to hook these up to are a pair of JBL L88s from the early 70s. And I've showed you these speakers before. These speakers have the smallest terminal post that you're ever going to get your eyes on. I think I might be able to get a 16 gauge wire in it, I'm not sure. Certainly an 18 gauge wire. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow a technique that one of my viewers came in and said, and that is to ease the insertion of speaker wire into these small terminal posts, to tin the tips. Now, we've all tinned tips. That's no big deal. But his suggestion was to tin just the very tip of the wire to allow the copper to be behind it and still compress. Now, whenever I've tinned a full tip of a wire, it tends to get really, really hard, and I'm not convinced that the connections are good. But the copper is soft. So let's go tin some copper. So here we are on the bench. I've got some old speaker wire here. I believe this is 16 gauge. What we're going to do is we're going to clean up the ends here. Let's trim them flat. Let's do that. Throw those away. Let's get our handy dandy stripper here. And we're going to strip a little more than I normally would, because remember, I'm just going to tin the tips and leave the bare copper in its original form so that it can be compressed into the speaker terminal posts. So let's just get some... Oh, that one didn't catch. No, it didn't catch either, sorry. There we go. Two more here. Two more here. I'm a little trouble with my wire cutters, my wire strippers today. Why is that? They must need an adjustment. There we go. Oh, that used a little more. A little more. There we go. So now we have some unmolested 16 gauge wire. I'm going to give it a twist. And then we're going to hook this stuff up, and we're going to solder just the very tips of this. There. Now my soldering days are behind me. I still know what to do. My technique is not as good as it used to be. The first thing you always got to remember when soldering is clean that tip. You want a nice clean tip. Now let's see if we can pull one off here. Wet the tip. That looks good. Try this one. Let's see. some heat on there. That looks okay too. Clean the tip. Always clean your tip. I'm amazed if I get all 4 of these without making a mistake here. I'm just not the solderer that I used to be. One more. I don't know if that one's going to do it or not. Let's see. Give it a try. Clean your tip. All right, let's see what we got. That's fine. That's fine. Now the point of cleaning the tip, and I want to thank my viewer. You just do the tip, and then that allows you to slide the tip into the terminal post past where the tinning is, so you can get a good soft connection with the copper. Because the copper is soft, and you'll get a nice connection to this terminal post if you do that. Take a peek at these real quick. See if these are going to be okay. Yeah, I think they're going to be fine too. All right, let's go check out the speakers. Now this should make insertion of these 18-gauge wires a little easier. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, that's better. Let's do the other one. Shove that down in there, get the copper good and connected. Yeah, that's good. That was quite a bit easier. I like. Yeah, I can go a little further in with this one. A little further in with this one. There. Now I've got good copper connection to the terminal posts. The tinning on the end helped the speaker wire from fraying, allowed me to insert them. So I'm happy. Let's keep going. Let's do the other two real quick. Hold on here. I made a mistake. I want to make sure that I know what's going on here. I've got red into red. That's good. I don't want to wire these up wrong, because they will not sound right if I wire them up wrong. There we go. And there we go. Now here we are at the amp with the other end of the speaker cables, and I've measured these out, and you notice that they're not the same length. One of the things I like to do is to keep my links as close as possible. So let's snip these off. There we go. Now they're roughly the same length. We can go ahead and strip these again. Don't have to strip this far this time because I'm not going to tin them. So it needs to be a little separated here. Oh, well, struggling with that one. There we go. That's stripped. No problem with my tool here today. I got to make an adjustment with it, I guess. Yeah, something wrong with my tool here. So I got to tighten this. Oh, there's a piece of wire in there already. No wonder. Something wrong with my tool. I got to make an adjustment here. One more adjustment. Maybe not. There we go. this one. There we go. So these aren't as long as the others when I was going to tin them. I'm just going to put these in. So we got left and right. Let's make sure we got what we got here. Here's my left input. That's in. Here's my right input. Not my right input, my negative input from my left side. There we go. Get that good copper contact. Now when you tighten up copper, you always want to tighten it up a second time, because copper will compress and then your terminal post will get loose a little bit. So it's always good to give them a second tighten after about 5 minutes. What we got here? Let's do the negative first. There we go. Twist that tighter. No tinning needed here because the banana plugs have a huge gap in them for larger wire. Okay, a little tightening, a little tightening, a lot of tightening, a lot of tightening. Okay, let's plug it in. So one of the things I have right back here, which is convenient for, you know, if you're adding a lot of speakers and adding a lot of amps, is an RCA audio splitter. It's an 8-port video splitter that's powered. You feed the AV signal from the preamp into that, and it distributes that out to multiple different cables, basically. So we can do this and do this, and now we really I haven't had to take anything apart, so this is all good. So, oh, look at that, my TV has come on. Computer, stop. Alright, let's go hear how it sounds. Okay, the amp is in place. I'm sitting in my chair. I'm going to play one of my test tracks, and this shouldn't generate a copyright error, so I'm going to go ahead and play it, and I'll let you know if I hear any difference. Warm.
In restless dreams, I walked alone.
I think the volume is lower, corresponding. There's not much power coming out of this.
Of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp.
First impressions, I don't hear anything different. But my ears are 61-year-old ears, and who knows? Now, this is, you know, a few seconds into my demoing of this tube amp, so I'm going to give it some time. I'm going to enjoy it, and I'll do a follow-up here after a while just to see. Maybe it's rich, maybe it's terrific. It is going up against a hell of an amp, though. The amp I unhooked was a Nelson Pass Adcom GFA 555, which is considered one of the better amps that are out there. So let's see. Anyway, I wanted to give you a quick idea of where I was going today and give you a little tip on the soldering of tips for your stereo speakers. So Lance here, Vintage Speaker Audiophile. Hey, smash that like button if you found value here. Subscribe if you can, and I will talk to you later.